A little naughty and a lot nice is one way to describe the Huntington Theater annual holiday show that features professional New York-based performers. Now in its 6th year, this delightful Christmas show is about to move into the main auditorium for the first time. Here to share some of the highlights of this year's productions are Kyra Bromberg, one of the performers in this year's show, and Rich Najuch, executive producer. Welcome to you both to Arts Weekly. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much. We're glad to be here.
I am just thrilled that you're finally moving into the big space. Congratulations.
Well, so are we.
7 years in the making.
It's been 7 years. It's been a long time. It's been a lot of construction, a lot of late nights, a lot of hard work for a lot of people, and it looks like next Saturday night will be the first night we'll have a show in there.
Are you having a huge party?
We're actually not, because we're exhausted.
I bet you are exhausted. Yeah.
So we still have a long way to go working up to it. I mean, this week we're worked on moving in the theatrical equipment and that sort of thing, and so come Saturday night, I think our party is going to be a Sunday in bed.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, Huntington is really lucky that you and Joel took this on 7 years ago.
Thank you.
Because I must say, you were nice enough to give me a tour 5 or 6 years ago, and all I did was pray for you as I walked through. I just thought, well, God bless you, boys. I hope this building holds up. And now I've seen photos of what terrific work you've done in the main theater.
Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit before we talk about the show, and I won't leave you out, Kyra, I promise. But I want to talk a little bit about the renovations that you've done in the big space, because you've put an entire new ceiling in.
We have. Well, the ceiling that was there was damaged by water over the years. And the roof was bad for many years, and it was damaged by water. And now the roof is all solid and sound, but it was going to be quite expensive just to repair the plaster for the ceiling. And it wasn't any sort of fancy ceiling. It was just a plain plaster ceiling, and it was painted blue. So we thought, well, there's more than one way to do this. We'll try to find a different way that can be more interesting maybe and be a little bit more cost effective than repairing it as it was before. And kind of throw ideas out there. We thought, well, maybe some sort of fabric ceiling, and then we did some Google searching, and we found someone who had done a fabric checkerboard style ceiling, and we managed to find some fireproof fabric that was in the color scheme of the building, and we thought it's either going to look like the worst Trading Spaces episode ever, or it's going to come out very nice. And luckily, about 2 rows into putting the ceiling together, we thought, okay, this is going to be all right. It's kind of remarkable to see.
Yeah, and it fits your theme. Well, not your theme. When you took away some of the plaster in the original deconstruction of what was there, you found out that it had an Art Deco theme in some of its earlier...
In its early days.
Its early days.
Its early days.
So I think with the pictures that we've seen, we've shown our viewers already, that kind of fits that theme.
Yeah, the
that
geometric shapes and that, and in the lobby space we have geometric shapes as well. We have diamonds in that area and that, so it all kind of flows together.
And what are you doing for seating?
Right now, we're going to be having a chair drive because we don't have chairs. So we have chairs that we've had from the other space, and we're going to be using those this holiday show. But once the show starts next week, we're going to be doing a chair drive to purchase new seating. We need 280 seats for the new space. Right now, we kind of have a mishmash of seats.
Right. And you have a balcony. Are you eventually going to move into the balcony?
Eventually, we'll do the balcony as well. We started with just the main floor. Seats 280 there, and then the balcony seats an additional 300. We thought once we get this main floor done and get up and running at that point, we hope to be able to grow into the balcony then at that point. But we didn't want to bite off too much of the pie at once.
Well, congratulations. Let's talk about the holiday show.
Yes.
You have had a successful holiday run. This is your 6th year doing a holiday show.
This is the 6th year for the holiday show.
Tell our viewers a little bit about it. It's a review.
It's a review. It is a mixture. This year we have 21 songs in the show. And it is, Joel likes to call it a Ken Burns documentary. Since we're on PBS, we can say it's a Ken Burns documentary on a cruise ship, kind of, is what you would call it.
I'd like to see Ken Burns on a cruise ship.
Well, it'd be interesting. But, but what we do is we choose songs, and then Joel researches and finds out information about the people who performed the songs originally or wrote the songs and such, and he tells stories and fun information about them. When we're putting the show together, what we think makes it interesting is we choose a theme for a show. So in the summertime we do shows as well, but Christmas, the theme is of course Christmas. And then we hire the performers for the show. So someone like Kyra, who we've had before, we know her strengths very well. and we can choose songs and arrangements of those songs based on what her strengths are. So, for example, this year we have a song called A Christmas Auld Lang Syne, which is actually a Bobby Darin version of Auld Lang Syne geared towards Christmas with new lyrics. So we started with that version of it and said this would be interesting for Kyra maybe, but Kyra kind of sings like Aretha Franklin. So we thought, well, has Aretha Franklin ever done a version of this song? Well, no, she hasn't done this song, but she's done the regular Auld Lang Syne. So what we've done is we've taken Aretha Franklin's version of Auld Lang Syne, Bobby Darin's lyrics to A Christmas Auld Lang Syne, mixed them together, and put them into an arrangement that works very well for Kyra. And it's personalized.
Is that true, Kyra?
Yes, that's what happened.
I'm listening to poor Kyra, and I'm thinking, oh boy, Kyra,
she
is that working for? Well, welcome to Arts Weekly, and welcome
Thank you.
to Indiana.
Yes,
you're
I'm so
not
glad to be
from
here.
Indiana.
No, I grew up in the Midwest, though, in Illinois and Wisconsin, and I have great friends who live in Indiana, so it's kind of like a second home. And I did the summer shows 2 summers ago, so Huntington is also becoming a second home to me. I was very excited to come back. So.
And I learned that you auditioned through, my students who I have to teach the new ways of the theater. We don't audition the way we used to.
No.
You guys have cutting-edge audition techniques. Skype,
We use Skype a
video
lot.
clips, online. I mean, lots of times you don't have to go around the country and see these people. They come to you electronically.
Well, and a lot of times it's very good because we can audition people who currently have jobs. Even if we do go to New York or someplace to have an audition, if someone's out on the road, they can't go to that audition. So we were able to get people who are working and that you sometimes wouldn't be able to see but might be perfect for the job.
Right.
And that's sort of what happened with me is I got a chance to go in for Rich and Joel when they did come to New York, and I had a great audition. I got the call back. I felt really strong about the relationship I'd made, but I could tell by the end that I was not going to book that job. I said, okay, but I know this theater now, and they've seen me a couple times. And the next year, I had a job. I was out on the road with a show, and when I saw that Rich and Joel were coming back to New York, because we have trade papers and things like that that you're able to find out who's coming to see you and where you can go to these auditions, I just shot Joel an email and said, hi, it was so nice to audition for you last year. I'm not going to be here when you guys come, but if we could set up something on Facebook or Skype or whatever, I'd be happy to do that for you. And it worked out. And that's how I got the summer job. And one of our other actors, same story.
Yes.
I hope all of my students are watching this because I talk to them all the time about the idea that you have to be your own business. And when you say things like, I didn't book that one, that's all it is. It's not a failed audition. You didn't do badly. You just didn't get that job and you went on to the next one. And students sort of forget that that's what they have to become their own business, and you have to build relationships.
It is really hard, especially when you have that moment where you know that you're not going to get it, or you feel like it's not going to happen. Rich and Joel, the way they do an audition process is really lovely, and so you feel really like you succeeded, So that's a really nice thing, that they make the environment so comfortable, and not all auditions are going to to be that way. So that's a thing that's unique to them.
I think there are people who sat through my auditions who wouldn't say that. So
fair enough.
We try to tell people too when they're auditioning during that process that we. Over half of the people that we cast are people we met before but didn't cast then. And there's always a reason, and sometimes it's as simple, the other young lady in the show, we met last year at Christmas time and didn't cast her because we'd already cast someone who did what she did, who sang the same way she did and everything. We said, well, we would love to cast you, but someone already has your job. And now she's here this year.
And so there are 3 women in this
ladies.
show.
Yes.
Singing ballads, singing uptunes, singing
everything.
Aretha,
Singing everything.
And then Joel comes out and narrates in between in his humorous fashion.
He's
very good at that.
He's very good at that.
He is very, very entertaining.
You never know what's going to come out of Joel's mouth sometimes. So.
Very true.
He wrote it. He can say whatever he wants.
That's why we say it's a little naughty, a lot nice, because Joel's a little naughty usually.
Right, exactly. But you get crowds.
Yes.
I mean, it's really successful.
More and more people from Fort Wayne, and I mean, right now we are, and especially with the announcement that we're going into the main room, where we have, it's brought more crowds in. People are interested in that and everything, and the word spreads. I mean, I always say the best thing is if you can bring someone new next time, because it's hard to get the word out there about different events that are going on. There's so much that happens, and so many outlets for the media to promote things and such that you can't really concentrate it so much. So best thing is always when people come and they bring someone new the next time. We get a lot of that.
Well, you're very personable when people come to your theater.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you're at the door all the time.
Yes.
You welcome people in.
My mother as well.
Your mother's there. That's right. She's been involved in this project
the
since
very
the
beginning,
beginning,
yeah.
right? She's
She
scraped
was
many
the other
of.
person hanging that satin on the ceiling.
She's
she
hanging
and I
it.
did that together.
That's right. But you know, it's you really welcome people into the theater, and it's a very personal experience. And I think that's why you get people who come back a lot, because
Thank
they
you.
want to experience that. I know I've enjoyed it several times that I've been out there. So let's get the particulars out there.
Yes.
So they are.
The Christmas show runs starting November 30th through December 20th this year, and all of the dates and information are on our website, which is huntingtonsupperclub.com. And also you can call the box office at 260-454-0603, and that is staffed on weekdays.
260-454-0603 for the New Huntington Theater Holiday Show. It's going to be terrific. Thank you both for joining me.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting
I
you
hope
too.
I hope I get to come out and hear you do some Aretha.
Yeah, you have to.
I'll come backstage and be
Yay!
all excited and crazy.
Can't wait.
Thank you both. Good luck
you,
and
John.
have a
Thank you,
good run
John.
of your show.
Thanks.
I'm John O'Connell, Dean of the IPFW College of Visual and Performing Arts. Please tune in next time on Arts Weekly, when we'll hear all about IPFW's upcoming production of Our Town, directed by and starring Fort Wayne native Dan Butler. Then Karen Gibbons-Brown shares some secrets behind this year's performance of the Fort Wayne Ballet's The Nutcracker. Be sure to tune in Thursday evening, live at 7:30, here on PBS 39. Thank you for watching Arts Weekly.